So we're going to go for about 40 minutes, and I want to talk about how to keep a patient, a customer, a client for 25 years. And then we're going to have a quick break, like a quick brunch. They're going to bring in some sandwiches. We hang out in the room for about 30 minutes, and then we go to the afternoon session. So I will tell you guys a story. So yesterday I think I shared a slide of our offices doing free dentistry. It's called Dentistry from the Heart. We started with that, and then we just call it our free dentistry day in the office. And so several years ago, I was driving into the office. It was, I think we got there at 5 something in the morning, because we always start our free dentistry day at 7 o'clock in the morning. And we just put the news out there, and anybody who walk in, they get in line. We do free filling, cleaning, or extraction. And I have specialists who come into my office, right? So I got there, and the first patient they put in the chair is this gentleman, kind of a big guy, and he has this really bad tooth that is broken down. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm like, because I have an oral surgeon in the office, so I can pull the tooth, but I don't do it all the time. I'm looking at it, and I go, this is gonna be fun, you know? And so I started. And the tooth broke some more. And the tooth broke some more. And now I gotta get out the drill. So for those of you who are dentists, this is gonna take a while, right? Because the tooth broke down so much, and I went to drill the bone to try to get all these pieces out. And of course the staff come in, because it's first come, first serve, and they look at me, you almost done? Right? And I was about to just have a patient, you know what, come back another day, see my oral surgeon, and I'm just going to have the oral surgeon do it for free for the patient, right? Because I already committed to doing that procedure for free. And I was about to say that, and the gentleman looked at me and he said, you know, I'm so grateful that you're doing this for me. Because I drove from wherever. I started at 3 o'clock, so I got here at 5, and I've been waiting for you. So now I can't really refer the patient. So now I went back in. And you know, I'm pushing and pushing, you know, trying to get the piece out, and then pop, it came out. It was a boy. No, I'm just kidding. So it was a root tip, yeah, a little piece. So it took me a good 30, 40 minutes, which is not normal, because usually I can do it in maybe 15 minutes. So I'm thinking, okay, this guy's probably really happy that I'm done, and I would never see him again, right? Because he's in the chair for, you know, from the time he got there, and he signed some paperwork, and he's in the chair, you know, it's 45 minutes or so. Well, the gentleman came back about 2 years, within 2 years later, and spent $20,000 in dentistry.
Wow.
And here I am thinking, he came in for free. He drove from I don't know where, because I only remember he said he was 2 hours away or whatever, and he wanted to be the first in line because he knew it was first come, first serve. So he wanted to be the first in line. And I wasn't very good at it, you know, because whatever you do a lot, then you get good at it, right? So I can handle a lot of things, but, you know, and after a while, you know, this is a challenge, do I start it or not? And the main reason I started is because, you know, I want to help the patient now, he's in pain, and then I couldn't give up because he said he's been there, you know, for 2 hours. So a lot of times, it is how we treat the patient. And when we do a free event, the mindset is, you know, this person may not have money, this person may not come back. But for our team, it was all about, this is another human being in the chair, and we're going to try to do our best. Sometimes our best may not be good enough, but we're going to try to do our best to serve the patient. And I think it's the same mentality that helped me keep patients for many years. So I've had my dental practices for 25 years, and I have patients who've been with me for 25 years. And I want you to think about your business, whether you're a dentist, a doctor, doing real estate, whatever it is. Sometimes people think, oh, let's say I'm selling house or I'm flipping house, it's a one thing, right? But I'm done. I help that person do that, and I will not see that person again. But how do you keep the connection? A lot of it is about you, right? You as a person, so that those patients, those customers, those clients come back to see you. So I believe. Can you turn on the cheap monitor over here? So I can read my slide. I believe it's a black screen. Well, it's the high performance habits. And we shared a little bit yesterday, the clarity, remember? The energy, productivity. Some of these are the high performance habits, how you go about living your life, carrying out your day, right? So you can be successful. It would be business marketing. We touched a little bit on that yesterday. It will be the metrics. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today. And all of that make up how successful you are. So we're going to talk real quick about metrics. And sometimes people call it KPIs. I don't care what you call it. This is key performance indicators. And I introduced this slide yesterday, right? The number of new customers, clients, patients. So just substitute the word. The number of referrals, the average dollar per new patient or per new customer, the cost of acquisition, and we touched on this yesterday. Sometimes people say, oh yeah, that was a referral, it was free. Well, it may not be free because you probably have spent the time promoting yourself on social media. You might have sent out a postcard, patients on a postcard, patient went to the website, patient doesn't think about you, and then one friend say something about you, I need a dentist, or whatever position that you have, and then now they tell the patient about you, but the patient actually have seen your postcard before. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right? So for you to be always in front of those potential customers, clients, patients, and it's the last thing, whatever the referral was, that prompted them to come to your office. The dollar per hour production, how much does it cost to have you work on a project per hour? And it is a number that you choose. So let's say you're Victor, right? So Victor yesterday said he quit his job, his W-2. So let's say he used to make $300 an hour, right? And now he goes to real estate. Can he make $300 an hour? Right? But at least he has something to gauge. I used to make 300, now I want to make 300 an hour. If I put so many hours into this deal, this is how much money I want to make. And when you're, not that you focus on it, but you pay attention to that, you're going to find that you become more productive just because you pick and choose the right thing to do. Rebecca was just talking about sleep. I bet you, if we're talking about production per hour, right, Rebecca? The dollar amount is going to be pretty high. Yes? What would you say is the average dollar per hour production?
In sleep?
For sleep, yes.
$900.
$900 an hour? Okay. I would say that's pretty, I think yesterday Nathan was only 200. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, let's say you say, okay, right now I'm making $300 an hour, or let me see, an associate in California, they get paid average probably $800 a day, just like the base salary, right? They work 8 days, so it's $100. They can get bonus on top of that, but if they switch to doing sleep, if they actually average $900, that's a 9x, right, of their production, and they don't even have to file a Grant Cardone. Anyway, almost 10x, only 9x. So I know there's a lot of Grant Cardone fans in this room, I have to pick on them. So the way you look at it, it's just like Dr. Nathan Ho said yesterday, it's a journey. It's a whole experience, right? And if you're not real good in any part of this journey, put somebody in there who is good. I used to work with a dental consultant, Jay Geyer, and he said, if you guys, he's talking to the doctors, if you guys are not the type of, loving, nurturing dentist kind of people, well, please hire a manager who is that. So you can just go in and say, da da da, And the patient still have a wonderful experience. And the patient knows you for who you are, right? But the experience is for your whole office. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. One of my patients told me one time, Dr. LeTran, I really like you. And I go, why? Because you're in and out. I go, what is that supposed to mean? Just mean that I'm fast, right? And they compared me to my associate. Of course, I'm faster, but just the way they say it, right? You're in and out. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. There's always a part of investment because you invest your time to do the marketing. Everybody here invested something to be here. I don't care if you came in with a free VIP ticket, right? Or you came in and you paid for the ticket. You're going to be investing almost 2 days here. Now, if we talk about, okay, if we're making $900 an hour, which is what happened. $900 an hour times 9 hours, well, that's a $6,300 investment for you to be here, right? If you have an office, you know how much you make a day. Multiply that by 1.5. But so far, is it a good ROI?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, and that's all you care about, right? But you would know how good that ROI is if you know how much you make average per dollar or per day. And then whatever you learn here, you go back and you can actually implement it. Then you don't go and complain, you know what, I went to that seminar and, I don't know, I wasted a day and a half or so at the seminar. But if you wrote down those strategies and things that you can do, and you can sometimes just implement it from here, start doing certain things, then the ROI starts as soon as you learn the information. So when you're doing marketing, ask yourself, how did this patient hear about you? Was it on the radio? In certain places of the country, people are still listening to the radio a lot instead of my kid, they plug in whatever is on their iPhone, right? Did they see you on TV? Right? Were you on Facebook, on Twitter? You should be wherever your patients are or your customers are. So for your potential prospects, Dr. Nguyen, where are your patients? I keep saying patients, but where are your prospects? You're doing syndication, that part of the business. Where are they? If you're going to promote yourself, where are these people?
These are usually high-income professionals, business owners, doctors.
Yeah, but where are they? If you were to go and advertise, where would you advertise?
I usually meet them in person, and people who follow me through Facebook. But
So you meet them, is it an event?
Conferences.
Okay, so for you, it's an event.
But most of mine actually come by referral. The actual ones
Right.
that come.
Well, I mean, that's just one, this is just if you were to advertise yourself, right? And obviously you want to work on the referral part. And the referral part is everything. It's not just when they're in the office that you're doing a procedure on them. Maybe you use direct mail. Maybe you send out a postcard. Maybe you are featured on a magazine, then you're going to send the magazine out to the people that may be reading them. So if I send out a magazine to you, Maria, and it has me on the front, you think that would impress you just a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Even though you have no idea who the heck this is, but this person is, in front of the like on the cover of a magazine. And we talked yesterday about borrowed PR, right? It's not your platform, it's somebody else's platform. You're just going to leverage it. The telephone. I don't care if you have that kind of phone. Does that kind of phone still work? This kind of phone, your cell phone, however you're answering the phone, how are you answering the phone? And just a reminder, the number one job of a receptionist in the front, whoever answers the phone for you, the number one job is to book an appointment. And it's not to listen to the client, the patient, all of this frustration on the phone. I know that's part of it, but if you're going to gauge the performance of the person answering the phone, it is how many appointments that person booked. Okay? Is that person nice and pleasant on the phone? People can actually hear you smiling on the phone, right? So make sure, or if you answer the phone, just look at just having a mirror when you're answering the phone. Do you have a nice, pleasant tone? Right? Can they hear your personality on the phone? Can they feel your energy on the phone? Energy is everything. I was just seminar with my coach for 3 days. That's basically, energy is everything. And we have several people who talk about keeping up your energy, right? Dr. Ina yesterday talked about energy. I talked to you about energy. I can't wait for you to hear Dr. Austin. It's going to be, right? All about energy. Talk about personality. I said patients come in, customers come in because of you. They already assume that you're competent. They already assume you know what you're doing. They could Google you, they could look you up, see where you went to school, how long you've been working. But when they come in, what makes them stay? So yesterday I showed a picture of a jar that say Ash is a problem patient. Well, these are some other displays in my office. That's what my receptionist, do not start with me. You will not win. So the patient goes, you, right? And then we have this little mousetrap for the complaint department. And I can't tell you how many times the kid would come over and try to do this, and the parent would go, no. It's just a problem, right? But it tells the patient that you know there are complaints. You're just taking it like it's not that serious, right? Just talk to us. It's not a deterrent, but it just starts the conversation there. What's on your walls? What's on the walls in your office? People have expensive artwork. People have great pictures. You can look at my wall here. These are testimonials that patients send in their handwriting. So yeah, I'm old school. Those frames come from Staples, so it's, I don't know, $10 for 3 of them. Why? Because I have little kids come in and they touch it and they fall off the wall. And I'm not going to worry, I just stick it on, back on, right? So I don't even have expensive frames or anything. And over there, those are the plaques for our community service. So it's up on the wall. You already assume that I'm a decent dentist. I want you to know everything else though. I want you to know, oh thank you. I want you to know that I'm involved in the community. This gentleman right here, he comes in every year. The front counter, Dr. LeTran, it's that time again. So I would write a $300 check, I think he upped it to $500. And give it to him, and we're donating to the little league that he's coaching. It's his grandkids, right? Actually, oh, this is a different, well, he goes to this office, but right behind him here, a bunch of the plaques that kind of look like this for the student sport team. When he comes in, I give him a nail and a hammer, and I say, okay, you put it on. So the man does it himself. He put it on the wall himself. I don't even have to do anything. I don't like to have to do stuff, and I get somebody else to do it for me. So he nailed it on himself, and we just standing here. So this is a new one that he come in with. He would come back with a plaque, and I have him put it on. No fancy stuff, but this is me. So what's on your walls in your office? When you're working with a patient, or when you're treating a client, how do you talk to them? How do you take care of them? So for the dentist, it's being gentle. Patient came in, I did an exam, and then the patient said, that was the most gentle exam I ever had. And I said, but I didn't do anything, right? Because I was just looking in the mouth with the mirror. They said, but it's the most gentle exam that I've ever had. So what I want you to do is, if you're rushing through the day, because every one of us rush through the day, right? But before we take care of that patient, before we take that phone call, just pause. Take a deep breath, pause. And give that patient, that customer, that client the best thing that you could do. Be gentle to them, be nice to them. And the same thing applies when you go home. Don't bring the dragging energy, end of the day energy home. Before you get into the house, park your car, sit in there, take a deep breath, go in there like a happy mom, dad, spouse. Give them that positive energy that you show up at 9 o'clock in the morning and you give all of that to your patients, your clients. And then you take whatever is left over and you bring it home. Because that's not fair to the family. Give them options. I'm a fan of giving patient financing options. I came here as a refugee. Financing would always work for me, right? And sometimes it comes because of my background. But even if you're selling hundreds of thousands of dollars of services, whatever it is, whatever the dollar value is, just give them that option. Maybe work with a bank and just ask the bank, hey, if my prospects come in, can you do their financing? I'll send them over so you can help them with the financing. But this is how you're going to see that the patient, the customer, the client stay with you. Make it easy for them. Make it easy for them to say yes. Because sometimes they say yes, but then they can't afford it, right? They do want it, but they can't afford it. So here's a picture of me. The little kid is sitting on top of mom. And I'm standing, right? Do I like working like this? No. Do I do this? Yes. Because this kid is part of the family, right? So if I'm treating the whole family, then I would get the little moving kid. And by the way, for the dentist in the room, give the kid a job. So I gave this kid a job. I told the kid, can you help me and hold this? So the kid is all occupied like this, trying to help me. No, you have to hold it straight, like this, while I'm working on the kid. Right? Maybe you're dealing with customers that come in with a little kid. Right? And mom is trying to talk to you. Mom is saying, I need to cut the appointment short because I have the little kid here. Well, give the kid to your staff, somebody else, so you can talk to this patient. But you have to be willing to do that, right? Because I'm sure you've been in a situation where people are very strict. They don't want that disturbance, distraction, because somebody come in with little kids. You survey, you ask questions from your customers. How many people here do surveys or send like a follow-up, a follow-up questionnaires? I was, like I said, speaking at the Chief Summit in October, and we independently sent out a survey to the members. Dr. Wash spoke there, and Dr. Ina attended, and we sent it out of 5, it was 4.97. That was the rating, right? So I jokingly told the founders, probably because of me, but gauge the engagement, ask for the opinion. By the way, we also have a survey for the event, so I would appreciate everybody giving me back the feedback. This is one of the things that as dentists we send out to patients toward the end of the year, around September, October, reminding them if they have insurance that they should use their insurance. Right? So it gives you an excuse to reach out to your patients. What kind of excuse can you use to reach out to your clients? Black Friday, all of those that you see other industries do it in your industry. But you don't even have to do it during that week. You could start it November 1st and call it early Black Friday. Nobody said you have to send it, the deal, you can honor it all the way through the month. It's your business. You just play on whatever the normal idea is around a holiday and make it fun. Sending out emails. This is another way to follow up with your customers. So I work with Infusionsoft. I've been working with Infusionsoft for a long time. So somebody come in, and let's say, on my website, they ask questions. They ask certain questions about, let's say, cosmetic dentistry, and they submit their email. Then they can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails. to remind them that, hey, you're interested, come on in, right? So here, let's say, the first one say, thank you for downloading the guide. The second one is just tip to look younger with a beautiful smile. The third one, invite them in for a complimentary smile evaluation. The fourth one, inviting them in for a complimentary smile evaluation. The fifth one is telling a story. This is what happens when you have a beautiful smile and come in for a complimentary consultation. And this go over from the beginning to here. If you're sitting closer to the front, the first one wait 2 days, the next one wait 3 days. The next one wait 1 month, and then after that one wait another 10 days. All of these are automated, so you don't have to think about it. And these are things, when people talk about technology, I'm very tech challenged. Okay, very, very tech challenged. But if I understand the concept, I'm going to push for somebody to do it for me. And as business owners, entrepreneurs, you need to be the one understanding the concept. And then you go back and you push and get somebody else to do it for you. Or you can learn it yourself. But, you know, I would rather learn something else. Tech is just not my strength. I have an excuse. So if anybody wants to go there and say getkeep.com/retention, they have a special for my friends. I think it's $97 instead of whatever the price is. And I've been using Keep, used to be called Infusionsoft, since 2010, for many, many years. Yes, doctor?
I use it as well, but it's hard to convince other dentists that they should not use their practice management software and switch to something like this that costs an investment. Can you speak to why we should maybe go off of the dental platform like Dentrix or Smile Reminder or whatever's out there? What's the advantage to using?
So we have Mango here. Do you guys get involved in email at all? Or just
We
voice?
have partners that do.
Who's your partner?
For campaigns or for email hosting?
Either one.
A lot of different campaigns. Most of our partners do email campaigns, text message campaigns. Most all of these will do it for you. Or you can go through marketing companies.
Yes, so just name one.
I know Curve, CareStack, ProSites is a marketing company. A lot of these start in marketing and then go into patient engagement or customer engagement and retention.
Okay, so he doesn't really name anybody, but anyway, it's okay. This is all confidential, nobody's gonna know. The reason I use Keep is because 10 years ago, the only other company was Demandforce, right? And this is their email marketing. Thank you for coming in.
That's it.
And that's it. Or 6 months later, you're due for an appointment. And that's it. And I went to Keep because like I shared yesterday, I've been studying marketing, right? There's certain ways to write an email. There's certain ways to prompt people to take action, tell a story, right? So if you understand the concept, you create the content, this is much more effective. And I think it's funny because I was sharing, there was another platform called MLive, and I was trying to share this with some of the dentists, and they go, well, your email is too long. Well, the email is not for you, it's for the patient. Right? If my email is telling a story and the patient likes reading it, it's for the patient. The patient is going to come in. You as a dentist, or whatever profession you're in, sometimes you get very analytical. It is too long. It's not for you. If you actually read the story, it's for the patient, for the customer, to get them comfortable to call you. By the way, I don't read long emails either. So if you send me a long email, please say, Emily, read all the way to the end. Then I will read all the way to the end. Testimonials, referrals. Yesterday, Dr. Nathan was giving you a guideline, right, on how to do a testimonial. Okay. Who in here had a good experience so far with Action to Win? Okay. No, keep your hands raised.
Take a picture.
Take a picture? No? Okay, so, doctor, Can you give a testimonial? Like, can you say something about Action to Win that is?
Do you want me to speak?
No, can you, it's a yes or no question.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay.
Oh, it's happy though. You're trying to move.
Yes, we're gonna do this now.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask Dr. Doe to give a testimonial. Okay? I'm very simple. Somebody just said, yeah, I can say something nice, then usually when you give a testimonial, I wasn't listening to Dr. Oh, yes,
Oh no.
give a testimonial, tell your name. If you have a title, tell your title because it just gives some credibility. And then you can say, I'm attending, I'm a patient of, whatever it is. You know, I have a good, I like this. Give a little bit specific, right? And then you would say, and I recommend you coming to this office, I recommend you coming to this event. Sounds cool? Okay, you want to stand up? Huh? Just stand up. Okay, so when I go like this, you go. Right? You just start talking, and then when you're done, and I would recommend everybody to come to this event, and then you end.
Action to win.
Action to Win. Well, my performance is going to go.
No pressure.
Yeah, no.
I just want to get the
Power pose. That's
Yeah, you can say Action to Win. You can say Dr. Emily's event. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Swindell. I'm a general practicing dentist in Wichita, Kansas, and I'm here at the event Action to Win. It's been a full 2 days of action-packed, very insightful, informational information that I can definitely take back to my practice and integrate to win. Thank you.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to illustrate is somebody just said, yeah, I like the event. You just ask them for a testimonial. Okay? That's it. Just do it. Because by the time you say, okay, what was the formula? Let me go try this, try to give this person the formula. Now the person is getting a little bit anxious, right? Sometimes the patient is so anxious they forgot to say, I just got whatever, I just got my new smile. Then I just say, well, let's just do it one more time. Make sure you mention that you just got your new smile. And that wasn't too hard, right, doctor?
It was easy.
Okay. How often do you do a video testimonial with your patient?
I would say we try to do 2 a quarter.
2 a quarter? Okay, no, we should do it 1 a day. And it's just like that. The patient sitting in the chair, oh, this cap looks really nice. Whatever it is, because I'm assuming you see more than one patient a day, right? So I'm just saying, during the day, somebody says something nice, just grab a testimonial. You want to hear 2 funny testimonials?
Yes.
Okay. So I was a patient, in the morning, a patient was yelling at me for something. I can't remember what it was. So now I'm, right? Then another patient came in, an older gentleman, and I'm talking to him, and he could tell that I'm still upset. He was like, what's going on? And I said, patient came in, and she wasn't happy, whatever. She was yelling at me. So I'm a little bit upset. You want me to say something? And I go, yeah. I want to do it in writing. So I just went to the front desk, right? Grab a blank piece of paper from the fax machine or copier, gave it to the gentleman with a pen, with a clipboard. You know what he wrote? You are okay no matter what they say. Okay? That wall that you see, it's on there. That's a testimonial. You are okay no matter what they say, then he signs it. Right? Couple of things. People are going to come in. What is this? Now you get a chance to tell a story. This is my longtime patient. He came in and I was upset, and he told me, "You're okay no matter what they say." And he just wrote that. Then another one. There was an old an old patient. He had already passed, but he's been coming in for a long time, so he usually come in with a helper. So I mean, they're giving him a shot, right? And I gave him a shot right in the front of here, which is usually very painful. I gave him a shot, and I went to the next room. And we have partitions, right? So this is a dental chair, there's a partition, and I'm in the next room. I could hear him, because you know how older people, they hard hearing? So they actually speak loud. So I'm over here, and he goes, "Where's our family?" And I could hear his helper say, "She's not in the room." Okay, don't tell her this, because her head will get real big. But I did not feel anything of that shock. Right? And that was a big compliment for me. You know, I tell people the biggest compliment is when the patient falls asleep. And maybe they have apnea. They fall asleep because they're comfortable, right? They trust you. They sit in there and then you go, ah, and then you do whatever procedure. So what can you do? So when the people come into your business place and they're very relaxed, they already trust you. Some of them come in and just kick off their shoes and just like sitting, and I'm like, "Well, you want to take a nap or what?" And you go, "Well, just do whatever you have to do, but just let me relax." So that's what I want. It has nothing to do with my technical ability. It has nothing to do with all of my advanced trainings, right? I have a master in oral biology. I did a general practice residency, and I took some continuums, ortho and things, and it's on the wall. But the patient sleeping in the chair, that's what I want, right? They trust me. So when you have a referral, number one is just do it. Just do the referral. I mean, not asking for the referral or asking for testimonial. Just ask them and just do it. If it's not perfect, it's okay. Some patients, if they are not that nervous, what you're going to do is, Nathan, thank you. What they're going to do is sometimes they say it the first time and maybe it's not as good, but they seem to be relaxed. Ask them to do it again. So I've been taught that usually the second testimonial is always better. You ask them to do it the first time, and then you ask them to do it again. Okay? And some people, I keep saying patient, but just in customers, clients, some of them, they will ask you, "What do you want me to say?" Right? And then just give them like 2 points, but they're not going to remember. They're nervous. Right? But if you ask me to give you a testimonial, I'm going to try to give the best testimonial. Right? Like I really appreciate, Maria really impressed me because she always dressed in white and she doesn't get a stain. I mean, that's really impressive, right? And when people come in, especially if you see a lot of people, patients or customer, kind of say, "Okay, can you ask the first person for a referral? Can you ask the second person?" So make it a task. So everybody in the office is oriented to asking for referrals or asking for testimonials. And do it in video, do it in writing, whatever the patient is comfortable with. Okay? So while we're talking for referral, here's a QR code that I'd like for you to take your phone out and scan this. This is from Brandon Barnum yesterday. He just gave this to me last night, and he asked me to put it in the presentation. And I would get a free copy. It doesn't matter if it's for dentists or not. It's about customer service. Whatever it is, you take it and you go and you apply it to your industry. Okay? Everybody got that? Not yet?
It's hard to see.
It doesn't?
Maybe because of the distance?
Okay, he said you need to zoom it. Yeah. Done? Good? Good? All right. Got it, Jim? These are two of my patients. I moved my office over the years 3 times. From 1,000 square foot to 2,500 square foot. and then finally in our own building. And they both with me for 25 years. See, these are right here. You are okay no matter what. This lady, cranky.
Thank you.
Can you kind of see?
You hear something.
But she comes in every 6 months for 25 years. During COVID, she kind of, she didn't come in. We were wondering, like, what happened to her? She hasn't been coming in. So she finally made an appointment, came in, and I swear she got into the door with a walker, and she looked at us, and we're all looking at her, and she goes, "What? You think I'm dead?" No, you can. And in my beginning day, she always would come in, as soon as I walk into the room, she would complain. I did not get a confirmation call. I was waiting in the reception or whatever. It hangs around for 25 years. Yesterday, I think Brendan talked about treating your VIP patients or your VIP customers, right? And remember several slides ago, the lifetime value of a customer, right? How much is a customer worth? Okay, well, what do? Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's a dentist, everybody's selling real estate. Whatever you do, everybody's the same. How do you differentiate yourself? Well, you might as well do things that you like. So I do patient appreciation event. I do movie night. Especially in the afternoon. These are the movies I like. I tried to do Godzilla one year, and my kids were like, no, don't do Godzilla. We ran out of movie theater. This is before COVID, so I could rent out the whole theater for about 264 people. Now a lot of the theater where I live, they just make it smaller. 264 people, invite people to come in. It's a private screening. So let's say you decide what time you're going to show this movie, right? So I would say the movie is at 5. But I tell the patient to come in at 4:30. So people start lining up around 4 o'clock because they want to get to the movie theater. We made up these fake tickets, right? Because we rent out the theater, we just need to direct people there, but we have to make people check in. So everybody check in, and we're giving out these fake tickets that we made up and tell them to go to the theater at 5. And I would have patients coming up to me and they say, "Wow, it's so nice to finally meet you." Because they've never seen me before. I work a couple of days into practice. I think that's a great compliment. When people don't know who I am. In my young days, what do you mean? You've never met me, you don't know me? I'm the owner, right? And now it's like, oh, it's nice to see you. They show up and now remember, the movie's gonna play at 5. We told them to start at 4:30, so they come in at 4. So by 4:30, they sit in the theater. What are we gonna do? Any idea? Talk about what? Like what? Like Jacob? No, almost. What did we talk about? Referral. Ask somebody to stand up for a testimonial. Right in the movie theater. Right? And talk about what you're doing that is new. So I have patients who do different businesses. Like one of my patients does insurance. Right? WFG. Insurance. She's a patient. She does that. So I have her take a couple minutes in front of the room, talk about that. Why? Number one, she's already my patient, right? And this is me giving back to her the opportunity. All the time she comes in and she pays, right? This is me gifting this back to her. I have patients who do SAT training. I give them a couple minutes, be right in front. And talk about, we're patient, we do this. I have florists in the front of the room doing that. You just pick a couple of people. You make it fun, you give out some gift, you do some raffles, then you play the movie. Now, you could, when the patients, the customers all come in, you just play the movie. But why? It's your show, so you use that time to get those, to get the patient be impressed. Right? Or remind them that we're a fun office, we're a fun business. I have a gentleman come in and say, okay, I finally made it here as a new patient, right? And I said, okay, how did you hear about us? I mean, he put it down the phone, and I asked verbally anyway. Yeah, my friend finally convinced me, you're the dentist that take people to movie theater. It had nothing to do with, this dentist is great and LeTran. You're the one that take people to movie theater. Right? I have a patient who works for Delta Dental. And she told Delta Dental that I feel things in bed. Right? So Delta Dental is a big, dental insurance company. They came down, they want to interview me. Right? Because she's a patient and she went to the movie night. Now you may say, okay, how much does it cost? I'll tell you, years ago, it cost about $6,000 to do a movie night. Right? That would probably be do a couple of crowns for the dentist to make up that fee. If I know the cost of acquiring one new patient, then I can gladly spend the $6,000. If you don't know the cost, you're gonna say, well, that's a lot of money. But it's because you don't know the cost. But if you know the cost and you know how you're gonna make it back, simple. Sometimes patients come in and they haven't been in for a while, but they get that email about movie, they come back in. They come in to see the movie, then they make an appointment to come back. For me, it's just, I'm having fun. I get to see a movie, right? Bowling. Pick a place for fun. I do not bowl, but who cares? Well, Dr. Ma say, I bowl. And then when we invite, okay, now this is a little different. This is like a VIP. So the movie night, anybody can register up to 264 tickets, right? This are the people who have spent money. So I just make up my own rule. Okay, look at the past 6 months, whoever pays us X dollars, we're gonna invite them to this. Right? So I could be walking into this little private room for the bowling alley, right? So you can get the room for $1,000, come with some food and I don't know, 2 hours of bowling. But the people who are invited here, I could be walking into the room with about 30 people, and I know that room has generated $500,000. Wow. How do I know? Because I have my ledger. Right? I know you spend money, I'm inviting you. And I would have patients, older patients who come in with their own bowling shoes, right? Their own ball and everything, and I'm just like, okay, just get it right, because I don't bowl. But it's not about me. It's about fun. And it's about the patient and the customer. We do a little spinning wheel. That's my son when he was little. You spin, and then I take these wheels. Also to go to sometimes I go to, not a trade show, but like a health, like a health fair. And I still remember one of the choices would be, congratulations, you're going to the dentist. What? But yeah, put whatever you want on it. This little thing, you can customize it, the little triangle thing. You customize it, put whatever you want on there. And then one of them say, sorry, you win nothing. Right? Again, I just mentioned the lifetime value of a customer. Jean, Kelly, and I, we go to a conference, a marketing conference, used to be called GKIC. It was with Dan Kennedy. And when Dan hosts his own event, he would say, okay, who's been with me for so many years? And people would stand up. Sometimes he'd say, who has spent this much with me? Right?
And we stand up.
And we stand up. Somebody was asking me, and I think the last time I did the calculation, it's just not just Dan, but I have already invested probably close to $700,000 in business, marketing, education, beyond the dentistry, right? Yeah, that and here's the thing, those are Dan calls it, these are the lifers. The people who are studying with him, right? So who are the lifers in your business? Right? Who's been around with you for many, many years? I need to tell this story. Years ago, there's an eclipse, right? Many years ago, like several years ago. So of course, by the time I pay attention to this, I better go buy the classes, and it's also done, right? So here I am, I'm working, well, that one is for Halloween, but this particular one over here, and this patient has been with me for almost 25 years. So I'm there, there's an orthodontist, a specialist in the back, so it's me and him working 7 chairs, right? So this patient come in, and she went to the back, LeTran, you want to see the eclipse? And right where we are, it's supposed to be right there at 10:30 a.m., like some midday thing. And I go, what? Do you want to go see the eclipse? Okay. So we sneak out the back door, right? To the parking lot, and we're, wow, right? So I get back in and I go, Dr. Abraham, want to see the eclipse? So now he snuck out to the back door and see this, right? Then I came to the front, and this patient sitting there waiting, and I said, does anybody want to see the eclipse? And they'll look at me and say, we already saw it. She already invited us to go out there and see it, right? Now for some people, this is a disruption in your day, right? You're on schedule, you're trying to be exact. For me, this patient knows me so well, she knows she can just walk in and invite me to go outside and see the eclipse, and I will say yes. And then I get the whole so basically that mess up the schedule. If you can figure that out, right? It messes up the schedule, but I don't care. Because I'm about fun.
Yeah.
Right? I don't need to throw parties. It's just these little things, it shows that the people, they read those signs, they think they understand you, and they do these things on their own. So as entrepreneurs, business owners, starting out in the middle of it, sometimes you have so many ideas. And if you have somebody who help you organize the ideas and design programs to do marketing, to grow your business, then you're going to go from there to there. All of these things that I'm sharing, I've learned it over the years. The patient, the customer appreciation event, that's from Dan Kennedy, right? And he's going to talk about it in a general way. I'm just going to go home and figure it out. What do I do with the demo people? What am I going to do with the coaching clients? Right? Whatever business you're in, take that idea, what can you do? So if you want to reach your goal, you have to shrink the size of your butt. B-U-T, not B-U-T-T. How many of you have ever heard that you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with? Yes, who's heard of that? Okay, most of the room, right? So make sure you hang around with the right people. Now, I'm a true believer of this. And I've tried it for years. It doesn't work with height.
Oh, there you go.
But you can leverage. You can stand on the bench. You can stand on a cheap. You can stand on a chair, right? So just because we're small, we're short, whatever we are, we leverage. And in this case, you're going to be leveraging with experts. You're going to leverage with coaches, consultants, and people who can help you get to where you want to be. So you're all invited to join my program. I talked about it yesterday. You can just scan this QR code, okay? It's for 6 months, where I will go online twice a month, 45 minutes, and help you with your marketing, help you with your high performance, your mindset. We talked about it yesterday, clarity, energy, productivity. And then you're in a Facebook group where you can ask me questions 24/7. If you use the code Emily, then it gives you a very big discount. Okay, and if you need to make payments or anything like that, you can talk to me. So I'm going to close with this. We've been talking about money, right? The lifetime value of a patient, the cost of acquisition of a patient. I told you that we're going to invite people to parties, right? Because they spend a lot of money with us. So I have a patient, we call her Catherine. She's been coming to the office for years. She's a super nice lady. She has red hair. It's always up like this, taller than my hair, right? And she always dressed real nice, and she comes in on weekday. Just real nice. So we love to see Catherine come in. But we don't know why she's all dressed up. And we're thinking, is she going on a date after? Or is she go to a business meeting? Or what is it? So one day we all said, okay, let's ask her. So we asked her, so Catherine, where do you go after this? And she goes, what do you mean? Well, you're dressed up, look so nice. Where are you going after this? She said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm dressed up for you guys. Right? So we all feel pretty good, right? And Catherine is not one of those high-value patients. Okay? She doesn't spend money on crowns and implants. She comes in and she needs a cleaning. And 6 months later, she comes in and she needs a cleaning. Right? So we never invited her to, the VIP appreciation thing. Some older patient, they don't like to go to the movies, so we don't see her at those. We just see her for the 6-month checkup. And several years back, this is when the point and shoot camera had just come out. So I got one of those, and I bought a printer, a portable printer, and I'm ready to test it. And here comes Catherine. And I said, Catherine, I just got this new camera. Can I take a picture of you? Right? And she said, sure. So we said, okay, just go sit in the waiting room, and I'm running over here, getting my camera. I came out. She was sitting there, and I said, okay, we take a picture. And she goes, wait. She moved over to under a poster. It's an Invisalign poster, so for a lot of the dentists, the poster that has a really nice lady looking like this. And it say, straighten out your teeth, get a better smile, that kind of thing. So she sat right under the poster like this. Okay, take a picture now. Right? So I took the picture for her. I ran into my room, printed it out, came out, gave it to her. And she was very happy because this is the instant picture, right? This is 3 years ago when that first came out. And a couple months later, I got a phone call. And the staff say, Miss Catherine's son is on the phone. So I came out on the phone, and he said, hi, Dr. LeTran. I'm calling to let you know my mom just passed away. And I said, sorry to hear that. And he said, yes. But really the reason I'm calling you is because we were going over her stuff. And she has a black notebook. And he said, Catherine's favorite things. And there's a list. And Dr. Emily was on there. So, again, she's not a high-value dollar kind of patient, customer that we usually look at. And that's why I said patients, customers come in to see you. Or they see the people that you work with, if they have the same value. And I want you to go back, because I bet you have Catherine's in your customer base, right? In your patient base. And I want you to go back, and I want you to take that as a blessing that you have the privilege to serve, and go back and do a better job serving the customers, the clients, the patients, so you can take better care of your family. And my name is Dr. Emily LeTran. I'm the only person standing between you and lunch. Or brunch. And so thank you so much for attending. I'm absolutely honored that you come and stay. We're going to bring in, thank you. I think they were supposed to bring it in, but maybe they don't. We have a cart outside with sandwiches, because we're only going to take about 30 minutes to take brunch, and then we get right back to work. Okay, thank you.